Looks like we're in.
We are there. What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up, Buckeye fans? We'll give you a second to jump in. Johnny Bullet here from the Scarlet and Great, Shane Larson from Game Time Guru, the Boise Buckeye, and a plethora of other sportscast things. Getting a live viewership here. Going to do a Buckeye pregame show, Q&A, just a pregame chat. There we go. We got one. Bill Faulkner, what's up? Representing Dayton OHIO. So we got Dayton in the house. Comment where you're from. Any questions, concerns, comments you have about the game. I know Bill Faulkner, he's an OG. He's an OG from like way back, Shane.
Awesome, man. I don't know Bill, but now, Bill, I'm going to get to know you. Leave your comments in here, guys. If you guys want to chat with us, get the pregame discussion flowing. Let us know where you're from. Obviously, I'm from Boise, so I'm representing over here in the West. But, let us know where you're from, and we'll post your comments. We'll discuss with you. That's what the whole point of this show is about. We want to talk to the Buckeyes fans out there, so let us know.
Yep. Big top 10 matchup with an Indiana team who is for real. I don't think they're polarizing in talent by any way, but they are a legit top 10 team because there's a big fall off this year after the top 3 or 4 teams. Jay Hill, where's Ja'Cory Thompson? He's probably in jail or in a gutter somewhere drinking a Mountain Dew Zero. I'm
like the Josh McCown, dude. Johnny just hit me up and was like, man, you're just kind of sitting there. I need a backup. You good to go? Sign, short notice. I said, sure, man. He told me Corey was in some hot water, so I decided I'd just do the Josh McCown and pull up. So
yeah. Hey Shane, what do you think about Indiana putting up some monster stats with a couple receivers, Wap and Freifogel, just putting up nutty numbers, and we have some corners that are we keep putting them on islands, and they're not exactly island corners. Do you think they get exploited a little bit?
That is my main fear, Johnny. I really do think that is our weakness. I think it's not like a secret at this point. That being said, they've had a week, and I know it's kind of weird. We had that week off. We kind of consider it a bye week. I think they've got a few games under the belt. They get a bye week to kind of get themselves.
What's up, Yoder?
They get themselves ready to rock and roll. And man, I'm a little nervous about it, Johnny, but I actually think this week off is going to help them. I think Wade has always been in position. I kind of called Wade. If you guys are familiar with the Dallas Cowboys, Orlando Scandrick, Megan, what's going on?
What's up, Megan? Another OG of the show.
Appreciate you guys tuning in. Yoder, thank you. Yes, everybody who's chiming in, leave your comments. Let us know where you're from. Give us some insight. But yeah, going back to the discussion, Johnny, I think that's my main concern. But Wade reminds me of Orlando Scandrick, who used to play for the Cowboys. He's a Boise State alum. I'm a Boise State alum. He was always in position, but just couldn't make the play. And I really do think that he's going to make make I think this is the game that he makes a play, right? So
just
that's
knock the ball down, like his dad says. Knock the ball down.
Knock the ball down.
Somebody says, get out of here. I know who that is. Mayan Williams, get out of here. Get a new joke, bro. You need to get a new joke. And and JT Barrett, yeah, it's not a new joke for JT Barrett either. Hey, kind of some developing news here is that this is going to be a rainy game throughout, so that maybe this is the thing. Ohio State can't really run the ball super well. Indiana's even worse. So if this turns into a running game, that I don't know though, because we'll be running into maybe the best run defense we've faced. Not the most talented front, but a really good run defense. The likelihood Bill Faulkner, Master Teague becomes the feature back by the end of the year. I say better each game. It kind of looks like they're doing that.
Yeah.
And they realize Sermon has talent in it and are saying, we're going to give you a shot, but he hasn't figured it out, right? He just hasn't got it figured out. Also, yes, Alex in the house, another OG. Pass rush gets home today, and I think we have 4+ sacks. I hope so. They'll be up. Fun fact for you: you know who the highest graded pass rusher on this team is? Not on the interior. And Jonathan Cooper.
Oh, you got it. Okay,
Cooper. Yeah. What's good, y'all? Maya's mind. Crowley is back. Yes. What do we got here? Gunblade Warrior. Are they a good run defense? They couldn't shut down Penn State's running game. That's true. That's true. But I will say this, game one, everybody's got some sloppiness on game one. They average giving up like 110 or yards a game.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. That's not great, but it's a good disciplined defense.
Let me tell you something, though. I want to touch base on that. Like with you talking about the weather, I am not a fan of I hate these games. I hate these games. I know it's part of football. That's part of the sport, especially when you're starting late in the season like this, like we're doing. We already knew this was going to happen, but it's the same concept. It levels the playing field, and I hate that. For one, and two, it reminds me of the Wisconsin matchup. When Wisconsin came last year, we had a weird game, and you can't utilize all your skill sets, and that's where I'm a little bit concerned.
And we were a good running team last year.
Yes, exactly.
And it still messed the game up a little.
That's the thing, though. And today, I would not be surprised. Obviously, I think Justin Fields is going to be the master, key of the game, right? And I think if he runs the ball as well, he can't just keep handing off. I know everyone's concerned about it, but you've got to let Fields run the ball. You've got to let him give him a dual threat, truly. That will open up everything. And then if there are opportunities where the field is dry, then he can let the ball fly. But that's the thing. You have got to let him move. He's got to take it. He's got to pull some of those and go, because otherwise it's going to be like that Michigan State game where you got Zeke getting crushed with 9 guys in the box and there was no run threat from the quarterback. You've got to let Justin Fields run it. And I think that we'll see that. They had another week of film, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Buckeyes put up 150, 200 yards rushing and just kind of control the clock.
Yeah. Hey, Michigan football report with Darth Vader there. Quick score prediction, Michigan, Rutgers. I'm going to go 24-37 Wolverines. However, I hope Greg Schiano gives you the blue blood treatment like he gave us and pulls out every trick play and onside kick in the book. If he does that, y'all might be in trouble because we have a leaky defense. You have no defense. And that can exploit some things. He might say this isn't Michigan football and they don't deserve trick plays. They don't deserve we'll just beat them straight up. And if they play you straight up, you'll win. But 24-37, congratulations. You're awesome. Jay Hill, sorry, you've been waiting, Jay. I would like to see us run the play we did against Northwestern last year. Yes. The drag where it looks like a drag, then he cuts up the middle. I heard Joel Klatt explain that. That's like a Lincoln Riley thing, Shane, where you have 2 plays that look exactly the same, but it changes all of a sudden. So you got Olave looking like he's running a little drag or a scrape across, and everybody's looking downhill on the short route, and then he cuts it up. He's so fast. The defender's flat-footed. He's gone.
I would love to too, as long as we can complete a pass if the weather's bad. What I also want to see, touching base on that, on the run game as well, not just the pass game, but on the run game, I want to see us spread the field. I used to hate that we'd always just kind of go sideline to sideline, but I like having Wilson come in motion, quick snap, get him out there, and then that opens up the line. I love making the linebackers think. If the linebackers have to think for just a split second, gives our offensive line an advantage to get to the second level, obviously gives Teague an opportunity to get to the second level and Fields for that matter. And then we open up with some of those pass plays like you're just talking about. I'm expecting us to kind of spread the field sideline to sideline a little bit more, open that up, utilize our speed, and then we'll see some of those big-time plays open up as well.
Yep, you got to make Micah McFadden, number 47, their great middle linebacker. I think he's an awesome player. You got to spread them out and make them run around. Let's see. Corey said the possibility that Paris taking reps from Miller. Yeah, I don't know. It's a rumor he heard, so probably not. No, I'm just kidding. We hear a lot of rumors. It could have been that they did that just to see if it would work. I don't know. If Corey heard it, he's not the kind of just make stuff up. I don't know if that's actually true that Paris was going to come and take some reps from Miller at left guard. I would, if it was really, really true, I would expect somebody bigger to pick it up too. And maybe they did it in practice just to see, and nothing really came of it. Thoughts on Marcus Crowley? Probably the most talented active back on the team, raw talent-wise, raw skills, raw athleticism. I think it's a nothing burger. He's not going to – I don't think he gets any carries except in the event of a run-out or blowout, sorry. Joe the Egg, just so you know. Oh, gosh. I wouldn't have read it if I known who that was. I would not have read that. Crowley, the best option in the run B. Yeah, same thing. Thank you, Tom. He's going to be active, I think, but I just don't think he's going to be utilized. it's the old guard. The old guard is who they are right now in the running back room. That's what I really think. Now, I'd love to see him. I think he's pretty dynamic. Florida Gatorade Player of the Year. And I just think that you got to kind of ease into these things. And especially in a rain game, trust issues. Do you trust the first guy out, This is a good question. Who's the third option at wide receiver?
Yeah,
we
I
need
saw that
one.
come in. I'm thinking about it too myself. I mean, you've got to utilize the tight ends. I'm a former tight end, so I have a love for the tight end games, and I love when teams utilize them in the receiving as a receiving threat. That's a tough one though. I'm not sure.
I think you got to know you. I think you're in the right track. You got to go Ruckert. I think the third guy to make a big play is Jameson Williams, but for whatever reason they put him out so wide, and he's just he's not really being utilized. Look, Garrett Wilson in the slot or wide is completely just a mismatch. Right. I would have put him out wide, but I understand Ryan Day's like, he's such a weapon. Let's put him in the slot, closer to the quarterback, easier to get to. I think that's a great question. I think I like that they're sprinkling, instead of running the ball right into a brick wall, we're sprinkling in some short passes.
Yep.
And that guy's definitely Ruckert, on those little rollout 4-yard completions. If it's going to be a third wide receiver, it's probably going to be Jackson Smith Njigba, though. That's who they've shown that they've trusted.
I do like him. I think he's still got a little bit of development that he needs to get the flow of the game, but he's a stud, man. And talking about like their receiving game, though, I just want to touch base on that, Johnny. Just getting into the slot with Wilson. I love what Ohio State's doing, getting them in open space. Like they're putting guys in the positions to get the one-on-one matchups. And even if there's zones, they know exactly, like they're getting them in open space. And then, you roll Fields out just a small shift, and he's finding guys like Wilson who has that speed, and he can get there quicker because he's in the slot. It's just it's like a chess match, and Ryan Day is like perfect at it. I love these receivers to be successful.
That's Bill's answer to your question. It's kind of true. 6-play tie for third. This is a good question. Ryan Watts or Legend Cavazos a viable option today? Maya, I actually heard that Legend might play a little bit. That, to me, doesn't inspire a ton of confidence in Tyreek Johnson with what they're seeing. If you're thinking about activating a freshman, or really playing him, I've heard he will though. Look, these guys are going to get tested today. The rain might do us some favors to knock some of that stuff down, since Indiana just flat can't run the ball. They don't even average 3 yards a carry.
Right.
So, who who has to have a huge game today? I didn't talk about this on the show. Josh Proctor. He's finding his way. He's not this out in space safety. He's more closer to the line of scrimmage. But if he's finding his way and getting better and better, maybe he can still do enough in the pass game instead of getting way downfield, 15 yards from the line of scrimmage and in. If he has a good game, I think that changes the defense. It changes how you're trying to attack the middle of the field. It changes the run game that is not existent. I got to get one more. Tight end, end around, rushing touchdown, Ruckert today. Ryan Day's tool bag,
Where's
endless.
The prop bet on that? What's the prop bet on that? Did you see that on Bovada? Like, let's check it. Everybody who's listening, make sure you go check that out. All right, because might get some money off that one. Payday.
Yeah, James Yoder. By the way, Darth Vader there. If Ohio State, if Rutgers actually beats you, let alone if they use my score, if they beat you, you thought you were getting those laugh videos before. Oh man, I might use up it might be the song that doesn't end.
Dude, is it that far-fetched though? Like to think that Rutgers, I'm telling you,
it's not likely. It is not likely. I mean, I think Michigan has like an 85% chance to win the game, but 15 is maybe 80. 15? No, I say 80%. 20%. Rutgers has a 20% chance to beat you. That's too high, and James knows that. He's a realist.
Right.
Ooh, favorite game day meal?
Wings,
and I've shared many of these with Bill. Buffalo chicken dip, and then some Buckeyes. Right. Ooh, I gotta get X Factor my X factor, Josh Proctor, on defense. Josh Proctor and maybe Justin Hilliard, highest graded. Yep. One game, but highest graded linebacker. Josh Proctor, Justin Hilliard. On offense, I'll go Jackson Smith and Jigba.
I dig it. I'm going to give my defense one. I'm right there with you on Proctor. Totally feel like I completely echo everything you've said. On offense, I know the easy thing would be to say Fields, but I'm going to say this. The receivers, any receiver, they have to catch the ball when called upon today. It might not be that often, depending on the weather. When they do get a chance, they have to secure the ball. So whoever catches the ball needs to catch the ball because there's going to be few opportunities to do so.
Yep. Quick, I'm going to get to PJ's question because PJ, another OG. I mean,
yeah.
PJ, PJ is the OG, but Joe's doing great pumping these out. More worried about in the rain passing game or the tackling on defense. This is not a bad tackling defense. They're just not there to make the tackle. They average under 10 missed tackles a game. Shout out to Menace Sports and I think Pro Football Focus, some of the people putting stuff together there. Less than 10 missed tackles a game. They're good tacklers. But I would say, it's the passing game. Rain or no, it's a passing game. That's my bigger worry.
I'm going to say this. I'm worried about the rain. I hate bad weather in sports, man. I think it's going to be a passing game that gets thrown off. I think I'm right there with what Johnny said. We'll be in position. If you get better position, you can make some tackles. I think they've had a week off to watch some film. They'll be all right.
Good question, PJ. Great question. Do you think Penix is accurate down the field past 10 yards, or is it just teams he has played? Do you think our DBs step up and lock down IU's wide receivers? One thing they did in the Michigan game, they would take deep shots smartly because Michigan kept jumping off sides, right? So you get a free play, right? Jump off sides, free play. He put the ball accurate down there. Wasn't always caught. I think twice it was for a touchdown. He puts the ball, and look, one receiver had Freifogel's had like over 300 yards the last 2 games alone. He puts that ball up in that 50-50 area, pretty decently, and our corners have not shown that they will win that battle.
Right.
Now, do I think he will just pick you apart all game long and throw darts in the middle of the field and on the edges? No. I think he will be like Clifford, frustratingly accurate at times, and he missed what, like Clifford. I mean, if Sean Clifford was better, that Penn State game would have been a really tight one. He missed some stuff in the end zone and everything. So, that was Adam's question. Well, great question. Okay, pervert, whoever this is, Johnny's beard or Shane goatee. I think very few people in the year 2020 of our Lord can pull off the goatee. Shane Larson is all of them.
Okay, fair enough.
Shane's married to an Instagram model, so whatever he's doing is just fine.
Something worked.
Something worked. Let's go back to, all right. So we're out of questions, so you can keep them flowing. I hope when people talk about Master T becoming the feature back, at any time, I think Trey Sermon, well, I don't know. Trey Sermon is supposed to have the talent at any time to put that in question, right? At any time, supposed to like turn the light on and do it. My personal opinion, I don't think it's going to happen. I think there is a difference. This is me not being a football expert, just talking. There's a difference between Big 12 defenses and Big 10 defense, and I hate to be the conference guy, and I hate the conference argument. And look, Trey Sermon's not getting done any favors a lot of times by the offensive line.
Right.
But I just don't think he's the guy. I don't think his style, that super patient, long developing style, fits what this team does. Master Teague, when he tries to be too patient, when we do that slow developing handoff or try to get the edge, just doesn't work. Honestly, I think if DeMario McCall can learn to cut it loose, he would be the lightning to the thunder of Master Teague. Okay, here we go. We got some more, Shane. Who scores first this season? I think that's an easy answer, but I'm going to let Shane go first.
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to let you go, Johnny. No, don't put that pressure on me. It's an easy answer. You go.
Well, I think it's Julian Fleming. I don't think G. Scott's got a catch yet. So I think it's Julian Fleming.
Okay. I can see that. No, I'm right there with you. It's hard for me to say because we were just discussing the receivers earlier, and I'm like, that's tough, but I'm with you on that.
You think we can hang all 4 quarters finally? Will we need to? No and no. I don't think we do. This team has not shown me they could. Now, the only way I think I could be wrong about playing full 4 quarters is, and I assume that's what you mean, PJ, actually play well for 4 straight quarters or well enough.
Right.
And just not go to sleep like we've done. Because look, the other team's going to be good enough to do things where you have a disappointing quarter. Doesn't mean you didn't show up that quarter, right? Just that's the way the game goes sometimes. I don't think so because this team hasn't shown me they could. Now, the only way I could be wrong about that is 1, bye week type, more prep, and 2, the team is like finally juiced and woke up. And like, I'm sick of not playing well. I'm sick of not meeting our potential. We're supposed to be national championship caliber, foot on the throat. But I don't think you'll need to win. To win.
But let's touch base on this, though, because I do think this is the week. If you're looking at it from a voter's perspective, right, they need to see Ohio State dominate this game. And I think Ohio State knows that. Without the game against Maryland, they're losing out. We had a shortened season. Let's not get into that discussion. But like, we're kind of like backs against the wall right now. We need to prove something. The rest of our games aren't going to look hot. The voters don't care about those. Even the Michigan game, people aren't going to care about because everyone's trash. So this is our opportunity to actually show the voters that we're supposed to be in that top 4 discussion, especially the top 2 discussion. I actually expect us to come out, especially after basically a bye week, and just say, okay, it's time to shine. I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan Day keeps his foot on the pedal the entire game and they start rolling from the snap to the end. That's my thought today.
Okay, I like it. Do you think no? Do you think Trey is sluggish because he's coming off an ACL injury? No. Just like when people said Tough Borland was slow because he was coming off a torn Achilles. He wasn't fast before the torn Achilles. It's like me, Shane. I couldn't play the piano after my last surgery, but guess what?
You're brutal.
I couldn't play it before either.
You're brutal, man, because in sports, they always say, even in basketball too, they say you come back from an ACL, it's 1 year, and then the second year is typically when you're back to full speed.
Right. I'm not saying that he's not slowing down. I'm just saying that he was never a guy that, as a runner, that makes you go.
Right.
He was never that guy. He was a patient, poor man's Le'Veon Bell type of runner. And he reminded me also of KJ Hill. He runs straight up and down. And KJ had that thing in the open field where he made people miss, and he wasn't dynamically fast, but somehow he could make people miss.
Right.
And he understood leverage and movement well and using his blocks well. That was always his type of thing. When you play in a conference when it's illegal to tackle well, that bodes to your running style even more. So he could be more sluggish because of the ACL, but I never thought he was a guy that just pops. I
can feel you on that. I understand that.
What kind of win do you think it would take to get Ohio State ranked number 2 today? A huge one, an absolutely monster one, because sometimes it's about what Notre Dame does. And Notre Dame plays North Carolina, and as long as North Carolina loses that game, Notre Dame can say, oh, well, they're a pretty good team-ish, right? Because North Carolina had some hype coming into the season, even though they're not, like, super great or anything. They can excuse a close game there. I mean, we'd have to win this game by so much that it almost have to look bad on Indiana and say, well, Indiana wasn't that good anyway. I don't think a number 2 is a plausible, because they'll just refer back to the Clemson win and they'll say, oh, body of work. And,
quite honestly, too, like, I'm right there with you. You got to win. You got to 21 points or more is going to be the necessity there. But I'm not even worried about that at this point, because Ohio State hasn't proven to me to be the number 2 team in the country. Quite honestly, we still have to polish up a little bit. So if they're ranked in the top 4, I'm fine with it. Give them a chance at the national championship at the end of the season. But like, I don't see us getting to number 2. I'm right there with you. But we do have to at least win by 3 scores or more, in my opinion.
Not this week. It may come. It may come in weeks to follow. Are you liking the D-line rotation for defensive end? Harrison seemingly doesn't play as much. No, I do not. However, Larry Johnson knows what he's doing. I would like to see Harrison more. Harrison and Cooper are your money ends. However, Tyreek Smith has been playing better, and Jean-Baptiste have been playing better. So you're keeping them fresh. So it is what it is. I think Harrison's lack of production is coming from a lot of times lack of snaps, but I would like to see more. I would like to see more of Harrison and Cooper. However, again, the other guys are kind of producing too. They're not always getting home, but they're providing a little bit of pressure. Let's see here. OHIO. Hoops. One guy back from last year. Who would it be, Chase, Jeff, or JK?
Good question. That's tough. I'm taking JK. Representing today, baby.
Yeah, I don't know it'd be any of those guys. honestly. My pick's kind of weird on that, but probably JK. Probably JK. Yeah. This is probably the last one we're going to take because it's 9 minutes till kickoff, and we want to go watch the game too. I think this has been awesome. I appreciate you guys trying to make more of a thing of this. I think if they go into the game feeling like they have something to prove, they'll play tight, and the game will be closer than it needs to be. Oh, so this pervert thinks if they're motivated, they'll play worse. You ever heard anything like that, Shane? If they're motivated, they'll play worse?
I mean, no. I'll just say no. But I mean, I get it. I'm not gonna lie. I do see what they're saying. I get it.
Yeah, like if you went in like I got something to, like these, like no, it makes sense if you like think deeply and say no, they're going to be tight because they're thinking these guys might be really good. However, I just like that makes perfect sense. I personally, this is Corey, by the way, for the, everybody. So this is what I say. Teams play better against better brands, and teams play better against better teams. We played better. We looked our most dominating at times against Penn State. Penn State's not great, but they have a good brand. I think Indiana, and we knew Penn State could knock us off. Now, when the coaching staff got tight, I think that kind of you feel that on the sideline. Just like when the coaching staff got all loose versus Rutgers and plays all their backups, I think the players can sense that, right? Like you're an athlete, Shane. You know how it is.
Oh yeah.
So that's a good point. I think Indiana's brand hurts them, so it hurts how serious our guys might take it. But because of the hype of the game, I think our guys will be up and they know they can't slip.
The thing with this team, and I'll just leave it with this, is I love Ryan Day. I love the way he's prepared the program from day one. They've had some slip-ups this year. It's kind of a weird year, though. That's just 2020 football. So we're all getting kind of frustrated with the guys. It's 2020 football. It's weird. No fans, all this stuff. So they're trying to find ways to motivate themselves. They're still winning games. I do think I understand that there's some performance anxiety. I remember back, we'd be facing teams in basketball. You're still motivated, super motivated, and you're facing a team that's got like 3 wins on the season, and you've got 15. You should be blowing these guys out. Then you end up having like a 5-point game, and it comes down to the last minute. It happens because that team's gonna be motivated. But I think Ohio State is that they have a different mindset. That's what's so awesome about the Buckeyes is their mindset coming into games. They execute. Now it's just a matter of executing for 4 quarters. I think they'll do it today. I think they're going to come out okay. I don't think they're going to play tight. Yeah.
No, it's a good point, though, that he meant, like, it's another angle. That's why I always appreciate doing the show with Corey. He, like, brings up something that I didn't think about. Even if it's something I don't always agree with, it's like, let's get the wheels turning and look at the game in different angles. Sports psychology, like you like to get into, Shane. Thank you, Megan, for the comment. Thank you, Bill. Thank you. Never stop making these. I hope we don't, or really, this was a lot of fun, better turnout, honestly, than I kind of thought. Thank you again, Megan. You're always there. You're always awesome. I wish I could shout you out more. Love you, Bill. Thank you. Score prediction real quickly, for Andrew. We're going to do
45-21.
45-21. I said 38-27, mirroring the Penn State game. And I think Corey, because he deserves a shout out, I think he had it a 42-24 type game. And Tiger, I have to give you the shout out, and I'll let you have your comment posted there. But we really got to run 5 minutes to kick off. I'll let you have your minute of fame, Tiger, because he's been a big fan of the show. Thank you, Shane, for producing and hopping on here with us. And this was a lot of fun.
Absolutely, guys. Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.